So once you've finished writing this one down, see if you can come up with both equations. Once you have both equations, see if you can rearrange them to y equals mx plus b so that they can be graphed. I'm going to add a 1.5, or you can add it to 1. You may need to reset your window so that you can see the intersection point. Sometimes your intersection point won't show up on the window that you started with. And while you're doing all of those things, see if you could figure this one out mentally. Right? We did some guessing and checking yesterday. See if you could figure this one out. It's kind of like chicken and horses. I mean, there's 60 total text messages.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about another question that you were going to ask us.
No. See if you can figure this one out mentally. Sorry? Okay, sent equals received plus 10, and sent plus received equals 60. And the first one that you said is already in y equals mx plus b form. The second one, if we wanted to rearrange it, we'd have to subtract the r on both sides. So this is my equation 1, and this is my equation 2. There's a green one. And a red one. For setting up your window on your calculator, once you've rearranged it to y equals mx plus b form, it's not bad just to get a sense of what this is going to look like. For our first equation, the red one, it's going to have a y-intercept of 10 and a slope of 1. And for our green one, it's going to have a y-intercept of 60 and a slope of negative 1. So when I go to my graphing calculator, my red one was x plus 10. My green one was negative x plus 60. Remember, use the negative sign, not the subtract sign. And when I go to hit graph here, I see part of my red graph, but I don't see my green graph at all. This is why it's nice to do this little sketch off to the side first to see our window. In order to see the green graph, I'm going to go to my window, and I need to see up to 60. That'll be my intercept there. Now, if you just started with that and now hit graph, there's my red graph, there's my green graph starting, you'll notice that I can't see the intersection quite yet. I need to see more to the right. We can see that they're going to cross over to the right. So now I can go back to my window and say, I need to see more to my right so I can change my x max. Sometimes this is a little bit of guessing and checking. Sometimes if you know a little bit about these graphs, for example, I know that this graph is going to hit back there at 60 again. So if I want to see that other intercept, I can hit 60 and then I'll see them both. And did anyone figure it out guessing and checking? Not guessing and yeah, Ethan, what did you get? 25 and 35. Does that add up to 60? Yes. Are there 10 apart? Yes. Now we should be able to find with our intersection. Second, calculate number 5, intersection, enter, enter, enter. Yes, 25 and 35. So we have solved this with our graphing calculator. The 25 was our x, which is how many he received, and 35 is how many he sent. Yeah.
Next year, are we going to be doing like the same thing, except there'll be multiple equations? Like
There could be 3 of them, and you could graph 3, and that's why it says pick the curve.
Yeah.
Right now, when you have 2 of them on there, you just push enter 3 times because it's the only 2. But if you did have a third line, you'd have to say which lines you wanted to find the intersection.
Okay, and how would you do that?
Well, if I go to my graphing calculator, and let's say I had an additional line, 20 plus 3x or something like that. So here I've got an additional line.
Yeah.
If I want to find where the green and red ones cross, when I go to second calculate, intersect, I have to make sure that my first curve, see right now it's on a green one.
Yeah, make sure it
It's on the green one. If I don't want it on the green one, you can push up and down to switch it. See, if I push down, it's now on the blue one.
Yeah.
You can't see where it is because it's way off. Here, I'll put my cursor there. Now it's on my blue one. If I push down, it jumps to my red one, down again to my green, and it keeps switching.
All right.
And you can also tell by the equation up at the top which one it's on.
Yeah. Why does it show an equation?
It might show just the cursor. Okay. So if I wanted to find the red and the blue one, I'm on the red. Now I want to find the blue one. Then it will find that point there. And eventually you'll be able to look at different kind of things, different shaped graphs and where they intersect.